Hi everyone, Byron Martin here at Logie's Greenhouses, and today we're going to be talking about citrus, and in particular about some of our mother trees that we've had here for a very long time in the greenhouses. This particular tree here is a kumquat, and this is originally the Nagami kumquat, and it came into our greenhouses in about 1932 or in the early 30s, where it was given to my uncle from an estate in West Hartford that an elderly woman had had this tree in her greenhouses and wanted it to find a good home. We really don't know how long it had been with her, but it had been with her for many years, and it was brought into the greenhouses and sat here on the ground, and it sat there for a while and then rooted itself into the earth to the point where we never dug it up again. And as you can see right here, this is where the pot level was on the original tree. There's actually a point of graft right in here where the kumquat was grafted. These are the roots that have come out of the pot, and then the entire tree is going down into the ground. And it's been there like that for most of my life. On this tree there are 7 different varieties of citrus which have been grafted onto this tree, and most of those varieties, except for one actually, is related to the kumquat varieties, the original kumquat varieties. This is a sweet lime. The interesting thing about it is a true lime, and it does have sugar in it, and it's quite edible as long as it's grown under cool temperatures. In the greenhouse here, this house goes down to about 45 degrees. It actually has a very delicious taste to it, and it's quite sweet. And then we go on to the kumquats. The Meiwa kumquat, which is this round one right here, this is also a very delicious kumquat. It's sweet in the inside and it's sweet on the skin, and it's about the size that you can pop into your mouth and eat it. And it's really one of the best kumquats other than the Changshou for fresh eating. However, it is a little bit more difficult to grow than other ones. If we go to the original tree, which was our Nagami, there you go right there with this small oval shape to it. And this is the one that I, as a child, would climb in the tree and eat the fruit until I couldn't eat anymore, and then I've gotten to the point where I don't eat these anymore. I've had enough for one lifetime, you might say. But this fruit actually has a sour interior and a sweet skin, and so it's the kind of fruit that you pop the entire fruit into your mouth and eat it. This is our Changshou, and the Changshou is a really very big kumquat in its shape. You can eat the skin as well as eating the interior flesh, and this is sweet all the way through. This is actually just ripening at the moment. This is a Lemonquat, and it's really very sour, as you would expect. And the fruit on it is really not, you can't eat the rind on that. It would be more used for someone that just wants lemons or limes or a sour juice out of it. And then we have Citrus mitis, which is the Calamondin Orange, and that is actually a kumquat hybrid. And many people grow that as an indoor citrus. It's great in terms of produces a tremendous amounts of fruit, has fragrant white flowers, it's small, it's contained, and often made into marmalade. But the skin is really not so much edible, and also it's obviously very sour, as most kumquats are. This little round fruit here with its bright yellow color to it is a Limequat. It's very similar to the key limes that we grow. It's a little more oblong, very good for using as juice for where you would use a lime. So as a tree with many varieties onto it, the way that's done, as I mentioned, is through grafting. And it was probably in the 80s when I first started grafting all kinds of things that I got carried away here in the greenhouses and decided to make these multi-fruited citrus trees. The grafts are actually up here on the top of this growth. There's one right there. If you look very closely, you can actually see the old scars on where those grafts were hooked on. And the key to it, of course, is to allow each one of those limbs to be able to have a place to grow. Oftentimes you'll see in fruit catalogs these, fruit cocktail trees and so on, and they graft. This is what they do. They graft 3 different varieties or 4 different varieties onto a tree. But trees like to have a dominant lead on them, and then the ones that fall behind are often lost. So that's really a pruning job that has to be done time and time again over the growth cycle or the life cycle of the tree. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video on our 100-plus-year-old kumquat with its 7 varieties. If you'd like more information on this, visit us at logies.com.